getting a job in China. So I've talked quite a bit already about the actual process of getting a contract, finding a school, talking to like different recruiters. I talked about the first school that I worked at was which was a public school. What else? I talked about wrapping up that contract. So that contract ended in June. And you know what was very interesting about that contract? They didn't tell me that they wanted to renew until like the 1st of June. That is too late, sir. I already knew that I was leaving. I knew I wasn't going to stay. It was just my first school. Also, I didn't really enjoy teaching English, to be honest. And it was going to be like the salary was good to get in, but not good to stay, pretty much. And I, it just wasn't. It wasn't for me. The whole system wasn't for me. So one thing I did not know, because when you're searching for a job back then in 2015 when I was searching, I just saw jobs for English, 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 and I think I had like blinders on, so I wasn't seeing anything else. I didn't realize that you can teach other things. I don't know why I had this notion was English was the only thing that you can teach. However, my degree is actually mechanical engineering, and with that, you can teach math. So, math, you can teach physics, you can teach science as well. Well, back then, you can do that. So, I don't know if because the universe just knew that I didn't like teaching English, I started seeing ads for math. And what happened when I came to China, I started making friends, foreign friends especially, and what happened? They put me into groups that had tons of jobs. So you can start to see all the different jobs that are available in tons of different cities and stuff. So I started to apply. I believe I used the same recruiter to find my next job. So she helped me look for jobs that were more math positions. There were some in Wuhan, which is where my ex-husband was living, and he and I had a conversation about, whether or not I should stay in Wuhan or or move to another city. And you know what? I am so glad I had the email evidence of this, but I actually came across the email recently where he was actually like, "Yeah, girl, stay in another city so that we can explore and we can go off and visit together." Yeah, so basically, I was pushing to stay in Wuhan, and he was the one telling me, "Yeah, go out and live in another city." So yeah, basically, I was like, "Okay, cool, no problem." So I eventually did get a job, which was like a 6 hour, 5 to 6 hour train ride away from Wuhan. And so we were pretty far away. And yeah, that's where I got my job. It was in Shandong province. That was my next job. It was the international department in a public school. It was a math position. Actually, I was teaching math, science. Was it science? No, computer science, and I think a TOEFL as well. So TOEFL is like the exams that non-English speakers, non-native English speakers have to take to get into universities, I believe. I think so. Anyways, I didn't have a lot of classes for each one. Students were preparing for exams, so it was quite hectic. The classes were very small, maybe 5 to 6 kids. It wasn't a lot of kids at all. So that job was actually really nice. I had really nice coworkers. I didn't have a hectic schedule like before. It was very like the classes were small, six. I think the max was 10. I don't even think we had that many kids. So the public school was large, but we didn't interact with the public school. So the international department was based in that public school. So the city I lived in at that point was called Weifang. It was beautiful apartments. I don't think I have many pictures of that apartment. I filmed a lot of my videos for my other channel in that apartment actually as well. It had a beautiful sunroom. It was a really nice apartment. I loved it there. The community was quiet. The rent was low. So my first contract, I did not have to pay any rent. My second contract, I did. I don't remember the rent exactly. I think it was like 200 US a month for like a two, was a two bedroom. Yes, it was a large living room, kitchen, two bedroom. It had a sunroom in the master bedroom and a massive bathroom. So I really loved that apartment. There was a huge tree in the apartment and I killed it. When the landlord realized, she came to visit one day and she was like, "Oh, you killed my plant." Yo, I don't know why. I've just kept forgetting to water it. I thought I needed to water like once a month or something. Whatever. By the time the leaves started falling, it was too late. I couldn't revive it. So yeah, it was massive. It went up to the ceiling of the house. It was a beautiful apartment nonetheless. Um, I had some great friends there in that city. To this day, one of my friends who I one of the people who I worked with, a Chinese girl, we're really good friends to this day. We talk quite often. I actually need to call her. I actually need to call her. But yeah, that city was quite cool. I made tons we so I was not the only foreigner, that's another good point. The first job, I was the only foreigner. This one, there were when I first entered, I think it was there were two other foreigners. Now what happened? I signed this contract to start literally the day after my previous contract ended. So I got paid through the summer because we worked through the summer as well. We worked through the summer. That was the only summer at that point in time. That remember that would have been my first summer. I had just left the Bahamas and I in the previous October there was nowhere to go. I wanted to make more money because I would have worked through the summer. So I worked all summer long. It was fine. I didn't mind it. My other coworker is very famous now. When I met him, he was not famous. Oh my gosh, that could be a story time for my next video. That would be hilarious. So, that's actually an exciting. I completely forgot about it. That's an exciting video. When I met him, he was not famous, and now he's like massive. He has like millions on YouTube. He was all over the TV. I will tell you guys about him. I wonder if he is okay with that. I should message him and tell him. But yo, I have lived and met crazy amounts of people. So he was one of the other foreigners, and there's another guy who was there, but he was leaving the job. He was transitioning out. Actually, two of them were friends. One was staying and one was leaving. So the one who stayed is the one who became mega famous all over. Y'all will know the show as soon as I finish. Like y'all will know exactly what show I'm talking about. He is mega famous now. So if you watch that show, you would know exactly who it is. If you don't have anything idea about that, then you wouldn't have any idea. But oh my gosh, that could be my next story. That would be exciting to tell, actually. I almost ended up on TV too. That's also another story. That will be part of the story for tomorrow. So, um, I definitely had, that was a nice city. It was not very populated. There was an airport there, but it's not an international airport. It was more domestic airport. In order to go to the airport, you would have to go into the main city, Qingdao, which was kind of coastal city. You have to go there, take a train to the airport, or take a taxi to the airport. I can't remember. My point is that yeah. So at that point, I didn't travel out of. At this point, it's 2016 summer. I didn't travel out of the country yet, and started a new job. My ex-husband came to visit a couple times. I think he came to visit at least 2 or 3 times. But yeah. So yeah, if you have any questions about that school, what else it was like, what else did we do? We used to go to KTV, we used to go for Korean barbecue in that city. I really started to like come into my own of enjoying China. I didn't even tell you guys what it was like when I first came. It was to China. The first 3 months were depressing. So maybe that's also another video I can do with you guys on how I dealt with that. Okay, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.